Illest nigga walking, breathing, sleeping, rapping, talking, eating tracks, facts of coffins needed. Jesus, I snap.
With a rugged back, oh snap back, bout to react on any whack rap about snapback.
So nigga relax, wiggity whack raps like I spit crack skulls, refill they minds with stats, stack enough knowledge attached like sim
I
tags.
spit that charge off saliva, that lava, that lighter fluid. My bars way harder, they flyer. I'm tired of stupid. I use Hadouken mixed with Kinshura. You can plus the sonic boom is the elements I bring when I write my music.
I use it, you gotta Calvin clueless to how I do it. Don't get me confused with these niggas that just use and abuse it. I stare in amusement while looking at this game that is ruined. You Patrick, no you, and that's Patrick SpongeBob be screwing.
We moving them units, these niggas is truant. Step up, get clueless. I pick you off, see me hawk like I'm truthing. Flow is a nuisance. I'm loosen a screw in nasty like mucus. This appetizer more like a crew dipper for the initial tip of your food head. We go in harder, not a fear of shark water. Nobody stalling when you the piranha that's swarming our corner with that warning. Take off your girl garments to fly off just like a starship. Can't shoot down a gray target. Should've forfeit before you
I'm
start.
like the gas when you farted, can't see me, do you a target? Bombarded your office, sparking, I'm breathing, we leaving carcasses. Artist, not autistic, gases, artist, the hardest talking, slick jogging, pardon, how barbaric, my bars is retarded, yeah they special, I pray God just bless you, but keep hating and I'll pray a demon or Satan's molest you, grow some testicles, think I'm who you should test, this cool, I give you boost to the face like the wrestler test, I'm cruel, yes I bruise competition, mama my mission is to get to the top position without pawning my soul, do you dig it?
I get it, it's nothing more than a hobby. Cause it sound like niggas been shopping in Hobby Lobby with neo-Nazis sipping hot toddies doing the Ricky Bobby. And sipping that white shit that Noam Chomsky. He was an old white philosopher, my nigga, just in case you lost me. Words cut like a Droxy, body slam the beat, call me Funaki. I don't give a fuck, I don't play hockey. Flow nasty like sushi, past the wasabi. And if I hear another record about Molly, I might kidnap Molly with a chick named Hannah inside Montana, trying to dodge propaganda cause I heard they love the slander. Trying to find the greenery, sweater on Ned Flanders. If you give me 10, I make it flip like Sanders. I mean Saunders. This levitation got the kid, yo, beyond her. What are we on like Ponder?
You're all right, y'all. What it do, man? Welcome to your live exclusive pick a card reading. I've been doing a lot of lives on this StreamYard, and at a certain point, the audio wasn't coming out. And I just realized it was a audio setting. I didn't choose the right output. So that's why I was actually 10 minutes late. I was trying to figure out how to work that, but let's get this show on the road. I always save this for last because it's so fun. I love doing pick a cards. I'm going to be pulling, of course, from the Demon Slayer deck. You heard? Okay. And yeah, we'll do 3 spreads, 3x3, 3 spreads with 3 cards, three piles with 3 cards. And we'll do 3 of those readings, 3 readings with 3 piles of 3 cards. Shout out to Tara and Starry Ari on TikTok. We have Instagram fam. Shout out to the Fox Wellness Den. Shout out to Brandon. We got YouTube. Let's go. I want to put a cool poll on trying to think of what poll question it has. Shout out to Moss. Shout out to those of you guys joining on TikTok. No. So we'll do the general read. Yeah, I like that. Oh God. Okay. Damn it. All right. So I have a poll on YouTube that I have an idea that you guys are gonna choose. So I'm embracing in advance. You guys are gonna vote for what the second and third reading is gonna be about between career, romance, and this Jupiter Sun breakthrough. I know you guys are gonna sidestep romance, so I just want to see some. But like, yeah, it is what it is. You'll be like, love, give me that breakthrough of power, son. But yeah, that being said, oh, interesting. So that's how that works. But yeah, no fucking way. Well, it might start that way. We'll see. Oh, okay. It's like, oh, we're gonna see. Basically, whatever gets the highest percentage is going to be the second spread, and what gets the second highest is going to be the third spread. All right. The first one we'll do is this. Wow. The first one what's going on? Yes. What the fuck? The first one we're gonna do is this general spread. Because why not? All right. Breakthrough. The you heard. Is this because of Candace Colby, right? That can only be why. Oh, wait. Oh, you're right. But just that. All right. The underlying theme of this first spread for Capricorn season, by the way, real deal cartomancy. You don't have to believe in magic. You don't have to believe in any of the Mancy's magecraft. You don't have to believe in cartomancy, but I am obligated to tell you this is cartomancy. This is legitimately a disclaimer. So if you don't want portals opening and demons possessing you, I'm just joking. That's not what happens at all. If you I want you to approach this not as some pop psychology fortune telling, but we're in a portal and whatever you pick is a domino effect, butterfly effect, ripple effect for actions that you can take moving forward and how you'll integrate them moving forward. Not because the cards made you do it, but because you're making the decision to apply certain messages from my interpretation of these cards that you can pretty much do with whatever the fuck you want to do with. All right. That being said, shout out to TikTok. This is, let me just switch the camera around. We have pile 1, we have pile 2, we have pile 3. You can pick your pile right now. Of course, for those of you at the end of this who would like your own live reading, just like before, minimum $10, $20 for 3 cards. Okay. Cartomancy portal. All right. Whenever I perform magic, I always like to give a disclaimer unless we keeping it a mystery. In this case, we'll say this is magecraft I'm performing if you go by the type Moon Lord. But yes, another reason why I'm saying that is because the underlying theme of this is the devil. This is the Capricorn season, and we have the archetype of Capricorn. Now, Capricorn, especially the devil card, is a very controversial card that could really represent anywhere from quid pro quo in career situations to literal bondage. The devil card is a card about overcoming the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. It is a card about not inverting the principles of spirit by placing matter over spirit, but spirit over matter. It's also a card of being filthy rich and insanely successful. So you want to be very careful about this because the devil gets demonization that merely reflects shadow aspects of yourself to where you can end up pointing the finger at the proverbial devil in an effort to run away from hardcore inner work that you have to do instead of just blame some boogeyman, right? So the underlying theme that we're coming through with here is really, I don't want to say testing, but putting you through a mini fire to see how corruptible you are. And for some of you, you don't necessarily embrace shadow aspects of yourself enough, maybe because you were conditioned or brainwashed as a child to believe that you were born a worthless sinner. And you believe this original sin hogwash to make you believe that a being outside of yourself is the only way you could be whole in yourself. And shit like that is very damaging to children who have to really embrace that. It's not necessarily just consciously you can release that. You could live your life almost in a sense like many people in this world have, perpetually suppressing lustful and darker energies because you were taught it's evil. Oh, this isn't ladylike to do. Oh, this is dark. This is lust. Most people who say that speak from doctrine without understanding really the nature of what they're saying. They speak very eloquently. They speak very poetically, but that's really all they're doing. What this ends up really having you do is suppress real facets of yourself that need expression. One of the biggest traps of a devil card isn't giving into temptation. It's not allowing yourself to vent and express darker negative emotions to where you perpetually spiritually bypass because you're in perpetual fear of eternal damnation or somebody judging you. You did not teach yourself that. That was conditioned upon you. Even back to the time where things would get Christianized, a lot of romanticization comes from this era where we have to make things look holy in a certain way, which really take away from the original substance of these themes to begin with. So that's the other side of this. I'm not necessarily saying that, you have to just give in to evil and like just let your do what thou wilt and just fuck all rules. I'm saying really honor what darker shadow aspects of yourself. They're shadow aspects because they don't see the light. You perpetually keep them in. A lot of this is subconscious deep programming because you are met with shame. This is especially true for women because and I don't mean that to pander to women in a certain way. There's a certain leeway that men, and there's a way men have gotten shamed for this too. It happens to both sexes, but men have much more freedom of sexual expression than women who have internalized a lot more shame response for expressing their sexuality in a deeply vulgar way. I would imagine most women watching this have been exceptionally shamed for expressing their sexuality or sexual nature in masculine or seemingly hyper masculine ways that a man would probably be almost encouraged to do or rewarded to. And you're hit with all these sorts of rhetoric and reasoning around, oh, this is how a woman should act, this is how a lady should feel. It's almost as if the entirety of who you are is just your sex versus an actual individual and soul. And once again, I don't want to frame this as just a woman issue. Men, especially as young as boyhood, go through their own version of this as well. But it's something that you will see directly with women, because throughout all of culture and history, they are extremely shamed for, and I don't mean like this version of sex work where sex work is being used to influence young girls, that it's empowerment, right? Where there are positives and negatives of that. I'm talking about in the more simplistic ways, in the more base ways, where even the simplest stuff, uh, many women, from a little girl, you have subconscious, psychologically reinforced patterns, whether due to social expectations, religions, all sorts of stuff about what you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do, right? A lot of this is going to break through rebellion, like with the archetype of Lilith. A lot of rebellion you see today actually only happens because of the major suppression that has existed. And you have a bunch of people who will dismiss that, like, oh, it's not really real. Both men and women who will dismiss this as if, oh, you're just blah, 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 blah. And when I say this, I'm talking to men as much as I'm talking to women, because um, it could seem that increasing amounts of men are being shamed for their own sexual expression, but it's always been the case. It's always been the case to men and women. That being said, the devil card offers you a form of liberation here, where you can free yourself from these restraints. And that's what brings us to the other side of this. When you free yourself so much that now this sense of freedom becomes its own form of bondage, to where you become addicted to these darker expressions. And that brings us into the ethics of balance and making sure we're not too much in either side. You have religious perspectives that take an extreme approach and blame everything on this archetype, even though it was borrowed from Zoroastrianism as a symbolic representation of the darkness versus the light, which has had catastrophic effects on how people even express themselves sexually, out of fear of being seen as a whore or immoral, most of which are more like fictional, subjective concepts than anything real, albeit real stats are used to conflate their meaning in order to feed into someone's rhetoric and pathos before they threaten you with eternal damnation, all in the name of love. This is very deep psychological bullshit that many of you are breaking free from. And that's why, as an underlying theme, this can very well just as mean some of you may need a night of debauchery. If you've spent your whole life cold turkey, not allowing yourself to express these darker aspects because you think they're evil, you might need to get laid. I'm gonna be completely honest. Some of you need to get you feel me? And you don't have to look for that. You don't have to force that. You need to allow yourself to receive that in whatever form and not shame yourself for doing that. Some of you have overindulged in this and you need to chill before you get some STD. Like, you might be actively like damaging yourself because you're losing yourself to it. All right. And while this isn't a card of balance, I definitely wanted to go in a bit deeper about this card during a Capricorn season, because elements of how corrupted or incorruptible you can be will be tested. And that underlying theme of the devil is, let's actually flood your physical senses with everything you ever desired and see if you become a slave to it, or you're able to maintain, you desire it, but you don't need it so much that now you're its slave. A lot of people have sold their soul to the devil, the proverbial ruler of this world. Many people cannot express their true thoughts because they'll lose money, because they don't want to lose relationships, because they definitely want to preserve their image, which people will make all sorts of excuses for, I need to feed my family. Oh, I need to, but it's really, if we call it what it is you giving up your own true self in order to feed under a system to preserve whatever wealth or value you have within that system. It's not as simple as just selling your soul to the devil, but I'm using this example to show you why it's easy for people to justify very disgusting, ugly things that happen in order to maintain connection with wealth or value that they have, which is not as different. Oops, they're selling your soul to them. So just keep that. All right. So we're going to step into this reading. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. If you picked pile uno, let's start with you. So the general message and lesson, I don't know about you. I was spitting bars right there before. I was purely channel. It just came through me. I'm pretty much freestyling at this point, but thank you guys for tuning in and listening. This is why I love doing these readings with you, because we can really kind of go deeper into certain themes. Shout out to those of you guys who've joined us. So if you picked pile 1, okay, we're gonna have the main lesson of Capricorn. What are you meant to learn? What theme are you really going through? We have, of course, what looks like it's gonna win. Oh, all right. Y'all don't give a fuck about career. I clearly see. So if I have about, I'm just gonna end the poll right now. Yeah, I'm gonna just end the poll right now. Screw it. It is what it is. It is what it is. So how do I want to do that? That was dead ass, bro. We'll sneak a career card in here. Okay. So the second card will be like, this is the main lesson you're going through. This is going to be the career breakthrough, your life purpose breakthrough. And then we'll have the outcome. Okay. Because it's Capricorn season, y'all. We gonna have to incorporate some kind of getting money in here. Breakthrough, especially, is what I would have chosen besides career. I could also include career into the breakthrough reading. So we'll do that for the breakthrough reading instead. The career breakthrough tip will be for the breakthrough reading. So we'll have the main lesson. This is going to represent fuck that job. I feel you. All right. This is going to represent, of course, I want to say hidden influences, but what I feel instead is guidance. We're going to do a guidance and a subconscious nudge. So this is like the secret. This is like a secret revelation that you're going to uncover, or guidance to push you forward. And then we have the outcome. So if you pick pile 1, what is the general lesson? What's the main lesson for? Boom, the Wheel of Fortune. All right. Now let's integrate a little bit of Demon Slayer lore. This right here is Muzan. Okay. Muzan is like the Michael Jackson devil final boss of Demon Slayer. He was like the original demon. He can create demons. He gives them their blood. He's OP. He's a fraud, but like as far as in the show, he's OP, right? He ran away from this guy because this guy invented an original fire breathing style and cut him up so bad. This fraud had to go in hiding until he died and was old, and then came out talking big shit like he's like that. But that being said, moves on. But this is one of the most significant and important characters in Demon Slayer. He was never able to defeat the final boss in his lifetime, but he came the closest to it before said final boss ran away like a little bee. But because he created a fire breathing style, it influenced the other elemental breathing styles to be created, and went down along the line of generations to eventually reach Tanjiro's generation, which we'll see as the Sun card, which ended up beating Muzan. So this is easily like the most skilled, most powerful character. And I want to kind of incorporate that lore into this interpretation, because the main lesson of this, for if you pick pile 1, is evolution and expansion. Okay. You are putting belt to ass on your ops. But other than that, it is also representing during this period, you are more aware of how much you've evolved, and you are in a position to realistically account for this level of expansion. You want to move forward as if you already won the lottery. You have that type of luck. The Wheel of Fortune will help you shift your perspective, is not looking as a jackpot to give you value, right? You don't gain value because you won the jackpot. You are the jackpot. That's why you won the lottery. Most people will never really like understand this, and so they will give their power away looking to, of course, win a pot. Obviously, your brain is inclined to think this. You don't have that money, so you're paying to get that money. But let's reverse that. You're actually the value. That's why you were able to win. Of course, logically, you won because you were picked randomly, right? Or, you played the casino, you hit the random number generator, you won. But it's actually you. There's no amount of money in this world that's more valuable to you than you. Wealth is subjective and based on confidence. You generate wealth and value. So it's like you're the jackpot. And I don't want to say that's what attracts and reflects that's what creates this sense of abundance. And if you picked pile 1, this is what you're going to live and actively practice moving forward. So when we talk about this guidance, when we talk about this hidden influence, we do have the High Priestess. Because you've evolved, because you got that shit on, you got a whole new fit on. You were wearing dope clothes before, but the fit in the closet you have now, I'm using words like fit, it pales in comparison, right? You have expanded your consciousness. You have evolved your skills. That means what you used to do really good, you do even better now. So your intuition has also evolved. You listen to your intuition, but the way you're going to understand your intuition is unlike what you've ever experienced before. There's so much room for activities. And that's why this is beautiful, because as a hidden revelation, you are being nudged very powerfully by your intuition, by this inner knowing. The secret guidance here is you must go to the edge of reason and transcend logic itself. There is logical thinking. There are tiers of rhetoric, right? There are logic chains. There are systems of logic that literally govern society. And if we didn't have these systems, nothing would really make sense to anyone. Communication will be impeded. But the High Priestess is asking you to go beyond logic and what makes logical sense. And you do that by going through your inner knowing. There's certain things you know inside that will not be logical to other people, that other people's brains cannot possibly comprehend. And fuck if they can or not. You want to trust what you're feeling. And that's not really easy, especially in a world like today that almost expects and demands you do. There's so much more courage that comes with having the faith to accept that and still trust your inner knowing anyway. That's what separates the OGs from the amateurs who think they're intuitive, but they're just grasping at straws, right? Someone who's truly intuitive doesn't need signs. They are the sign. Bars. All right. Whatever. So, pile 1, not only are you evolving, your intuition is going to be screaming at you, and it's going to be guiding you forward like Navi and your link. Hey, listen, hey. And the outcome we have is the Hermit card, Virgo. So the Hermit card here, we have Jupiter with the Wheel of Fortune, the Moon with the High Priestess, and Virgo. So the outcome of this Capricorn season is unadulterated mastery, okay? And this level of mastery is going to account for the level of evolution you have, and it's going to integrate more perfection in the expression of this evolution and the development of this mastery. All right. You're gonna be putting that shit on. Like if you have a whole new style to your wardrobe, basically. But this is also talking about the development of your skills through the revelation and improvement or development of your intuition, your spiritual gifts. That's another thing. Your spiritual, psychic, supernatural gifts are evolving. This is why you can't go by logic primarily. And saying go by logic isn't the right way to say it, but logically speaking, psychic abilities aren't real. Conventional, logically speaking, you can't really express the supernatural within a finite, physical vessel that can barely perceive beyond the third dimension. That's why you can't approach it. You cannot approach it logically. You have to go based on what you know. And sometimes your inner knowing, and not even like knowledge, I mean, inner knowing, what you feel within, that can align with logic, that can deviate entirely from logic. And speaking of deviation, that's where we come back to the devil, where the devil card as an underlying theme is going to remind all three piles that a major depth of your true self and abilities and powers that have been suppressed exist in the darkness that you have kept suppressed. It exists in the shadow elements of your own self that some of you were taught to hate, you were taught to be ashamed of, you were taught to almost feel guilty for having. And many of you make excuses for the people in your life who are 100% responsible for reinforcing such malarkey and buffoonery. And what is that word? I love to say it. Shenaniganery. Okay. That being said, that's what we have for pile one. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's because it's Capricorn season. We have this Kazini, or the moon just entered Libra. I'm feeling this pick. We are on fire right now. I feel like we are on fire. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in live. I think you're blessed to be here, and I am blessed to have you. So we are going to step into pile two. I was supposed to end the shout out to Merc, the big body Benz, the goddess MC. You know what? I'm gonna close this. By the way, I'm gonna keep this pick a card reading publicly available, just courtesy of Capricorn season. And if you guys want to hear the song that I made with the big body high priestess, stay tuned. I'm gonna play it on YouTube after the fact. She murdered it. She murdered me on my own track, but it's called Bruja Love. And yeah, I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, that's the time I had the goddess MC on a track. And make sure she also does tarot too. She's fucking fire. She's pretty dope. Shout out to Leo. So that being said, we're gonna step into pile two. And relative to pile two, if you have pile one, let me know if you enjoyed that, if you liked that, if it spoke to you. And yeah. Oh, yo, shout out to those of y'all who heard that. I appreciate you. That's fucking awesome. You guys are fucking dope. All right. Woo! All right. Holy shit. Yeah, we'll play that after. So that being said, y'all, let's do pile two. If you picked pile dos, the main lesson that we had or have, the main lesson we have for you in, of course, Capricorn season. And unlike the exclusive tower report that it will be God Squad exclusive, I will gift this Capricorn season pick a card reading for free because we spit in game here. This is powerful. The main lesson we have for Pile 2 is the tower. These are upper level demons who happen to be twins. But lore aside, right? The main lesson is enlightenment. Enlightenment that destroys mercilessly all lies that are in your life. Okay? Moments that create complete upheaval in an effort to crumble that which has no business being a foundation you stand on. And I think that's why tower card moments are seen as scary. I think that's why people are hesitant with the tower, because if your foundation is built on deception, on being lied to, or on lies, you need a tower card moment to completely shatter that illusion before you make more mistakes. A great example of this is before you share the rest of your life with somebody, right? You find out that I'm sorry. You find out that during a bachelor or bachelorette party, they having sex with everybody. Like they completely cheated on you. Maybe even after, maybe even the day of the wedding. It's a tower card moment for you. You know what I'm saying? But it was like a last minute resort because you didn't see the red flags and signs. Fog, blah, like thunderstrike before you spend the rest of your life. Now, it may have felt like upheaval because your whole world just shifted. You were about to marry this person, but now you inadvertently dodged a bullet. That's one very fucked up example. Tower cards don't have to be. You find out they work for the CIA, right? But like this will represent, this can represent an unexpected lottery win that completely upheavals your life because you weren't expecting to account for an extra $500 million. That completely changed everything. Or it could be an unexpected pregnancy. Okay. So the tower card is really meant to not only see how well you can adapt, but to show you what foundations in your life are not built on truth. Because anything that's built on truth is going to realistically, of course, withstand any expected upheaval. As a lot of this, once again, is tied towards enlightenment to really, of course, show you in a very sudden fashion what you may not have been aware of before. Okay. This could represent instant success. And because of the instantaneous nature of the success, it throws you off for better or for worse. That being said, the secret guidance, the hidden wisdom, the hidden breakthrough of this Capricorn season is the death card. Okay. So now with Tower, this does look like sudden death. And what's very interesting here is this could be the sudden death of your enemies. But what I'm seeing here is the guidance is to completely transform. The death card that we're getting here is presupposing that elements of your real life are actively transforming. That's if you chose pile 2. You are being encouraged to not impede on this death of the old self or this older version of you. So that lets us know the reason why this tower moment is happening is because it's time to transform. This is why I use that example. Like, you would have stayed, for example, you might have stayed with a toxic partner for longer than you should have. So The Tower card had to show you them getting donkey effed by someone who you don't even like so it could snap you out of your delusion. The Tower card moment, right, had to have you get unexpectedly laid off or fired because you would have never quit that job because it pays very well. But if you still work that job, you wouldn't have developed skills that you would have gained because you had to look for new work, which will carry you forward. Or you would have stayed in a place of employment that was going to get shot up and everyone in the job would have gotten killed. But because you randomly got fired and you were angry about getting unfairly laid off, you find out a week later, oh my God, that was supposed to be my shift. If I didn't get fired, I would be dead. Extreme example. I'm not saying that's exactly how it happened, but this is just, an idea. The Tower and the death. And allow other people to call you delusional. Allow other people to say that's not logical enough. Most of these people are muggles who cannot think outside of their own limiting beliefs. So out of frustration, they have to project ad hominems to you. This is what lesser beings do. This is how they think. This mainly is speaking of the transformation of your life and reality through being able to adapt to what you are being shown you're meant to end. Please do not hold on to patterns you're actively transforming, habits you are actively shedding, and events that it's time to put a rest to. And the outcome we have for pile 2 is the Empress. So through this transformation, you come into, of course, a nature of abundance. My son just got arrested driving with suspended license for the 5th time. Will he be released? Everyone gets released from prison. So I don't need to pull a card for that. But I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. They're probably going to keep him in there because of the license. But I mean, yeah, it is what it is. By the way, for those of you who would like a live reading, once again, I think I have the comment pinned. It should be there. At least it was. How is it not pinned? That's crazy. Okay. Oh, wow. You only pin it for 60 seconds? That's crazy, buddy. Okay. Anyway, that being said, the Empress is talking about abundance. Capricorn, unlike pile 1, that's going to really come into greater mastery. Pile 2, you're going to really express and embrace beauty that attracts literally most, if not everything that you want to you. And it's going to raise the value of whatever you may be serving, selling, acquiring. This is going to open the space for abundance. And this isn't necessarily too hard to think of, where Mars and Venus are both in Capricorn. So this really is just going to add a whole lot more of how this really breaks you through accordingly and adds, once again, to your value. Okay. So let's see. Last but not least, we're going to do pile 3. Pile 2, heavy hitters. Yep. That's what that means. So that's just, I get it. I see. Interesting. Top viewers. All right. Interesting. Whatever. So that being said, they let everyone out. Don't need a card for that. Yeah. Yeah. If he served time, he should get his license. All right. So it's still gonna be pile 1 for me though so far. Let's go. So we're gonna do pile 3. Let's get this show on the road. Of course, the main lesson we have for you, pile 3, is the star, baby. This is Nezuko. Nezuko actually was one of the most important plot points of the show as well. Nezuko got turned into a demon, held it down with her demon slayer bro, eventually got cured, eventually conquered the sun, was the only demon to conquer the sun, the only demon hybrid who was turned to demon. Most demons can't live in the sun. She was the only one, after risking and sacrificing her life for her brother to save other people. The sun never, of course, killed her. So Muzan targeted her because he knew his whole plan was to generate demons in the hopes that one could conquer the sun. And he wanted to get with her. She ended up getting an antidote and miraculously recovered from her demon disease. I know that sounds crazy as hell. You'd have to watch you have to watch the anime, but like this represents, and now I get why she's the star. I didn't get that until now. She represents hope. Wow, I'm mind blown. I can't believe I just realized that. The reason, if you think, and for those of you who watch the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Nezuko is literally the stand-in archetype for hope in an era where that was the farthest thing they could ever expect to gain, where everything was hopeless. It was Nezuko that not only conquered the sun, but was able to be cured of back then of what was seen as an incurable disease. This is like the Black Death or the Black Plague, and then finally they find an immunization for it in a period where people thought there would never be a cure. This is what Nezuko represents, right? And if you picked pile 3, Capricorn season is going to have you embody that. You are going to be the hope for the hopeless. You are going to activate and awaken spiritual gifts. This is Aquarius. So this is representing the supernatural, which exists outside, once again, the boundaries of conventional logic and really everything that is natural and physical. So why this is really significant, this is also a card of recognition. This is also a card that signals, of course, being and gaining massive notoriety. If anything, some of you can step into fame and greater notoriety. Some of you can come into a sense of recognition with someone already famous, and that's who this star card can be. However, I want to open up to the possibility that this is you. This is you recognizing your own star power, recognizing the supernatural potential of your gifts, expressing and utilizing your spiritual gifts and abilities, and being the hope that shines the light and exists quite literally for the hopeless. Whereas pile 1 is going to step into literally a jackpot lottery win that's going to really expand everything. And pile 2 is going to be hit with the lightning of the strike of enlightenment that's going to really shake their whole world. Pile 3, I think you can look forward to dreams you never thought possible materializing in front of your very eyes. And that secret guidance we have here is the Hierophant, which is very interesting because the Hierophant, lore accurately, as far as this, is an upper rank demon who created a cult because his parents as a child kind of set him up as like a godly being that people would come to pray to. And he just got disillusioned as a kid, seeing people as just delusional and stupid. And then he got turned to a demon and started eating women in his cult. But that being said, this as guidance is talking about the traditional, by the rules, by the book orthodoxy, and even more so organizational power and potency that will make this sense of hope and the supernatural not just some vague idea, but something that can have roots. This represents Taurus. This is literally an octave of pile 1 because Power one got the high priestess. That's going to be less traditional and, almost more rebellious against that sense of order. This, at its worst, could be a rigid, dogmatic sense of order, but I feel like it's going to be organizational effort to give people the keys towards being able to achieve what you've achieved. So I feel like the secret of this, Pile 3 through Capricorn season, is pushing you in positions that urge you to either start a group or a school or a community where you can teach people, or you have these resources with which you can lean on to gain relevant information. And it's saying that even if you do things bohemian and rebellious against what's traditional, to really do things by the book, even if it's your own rules in a certain sense, there is like a traditional standard that if you're not re-innovating, you can use that works. All right, Torissimo sauce. And I feel like there's different interpretations of that. You can fly with two. The outcome we have, of course, is justice. So with justice, shout out to this Hashira right here. Justice is going to, I think, express this hope in a way that opens up space for people to be liberated, free, and maybe even rescued. Because bringing in this theme of hope for the hopeless, I feel like justice is going to use this influence to really bring people a sense of fairness, balance, and justice they thought was never possible and became hopeless of because of result, especially with people who've given in to very, coercive influences and seek liberation and freedom from such. Okay. So that was the first reading. It looks like, once again, the breakthrough won the poll. Oh, shit. Where's the poll? Oh, damn. I thought you just keep that on the bottom. So we'll do breakthrough and then we'll do romance last. So thank you. I'm so glad Pile 3 was spot on for you. And that was the first. That was the first. Yeah, especially with this idea of nuclear warfare being more of a possibility, or, just the way the economy is, amongst other things. And yeah, that movie, the first movie, was dope. There's only going to get up from here. It's only going to be up from here. Pile 1 and 3 are very resonant. Yeah, we did a poll earlier. You guys decided screw career. Like we have a whole, it's like, I want to know about my breakthrough and I want to know about love, bruh. All right, I got you. Look at me pretending like I'm mad we doing romance. But yeah, that being said, we're going to do 3 piles again. I put the cards in, although there's only like 22 cards to choose from. We only have majors here, but I shuffled them in different positions. So if we get it again, it's just meant to. All right, so we're going to do the breakthrough, 3 piles. Basically, what is the... All right, this is referencing the aspect that's going to happen over this weekend, actually starting tomorrow. So starting tomorrow, while the moon is in Libra, Venus is going to oppose Jupiter Friday. And then by Saturday, Mars and the sun will oppose Jupiter. So we are less than 48 hours away from the last cycle of breakthrough we've had since August of 2025, when we were opposite Pluto and Aquarius. Then we had the breakthrough of Saturn and Neptune, opposite in Virgo. Then we had the breakthrough of Uranus in Taurus, in Scorpio. And now this is the very last planet we're breaking through before we activate all these cycles again late January on Pluto again, which is Jupiter, which is evolution, which Jupiter and Cancer involved your psychic power. So this is one of the greatest breakthroughs, Capricorn GOAT, greatest. This is in a sign of utilization, going to make you aware, desire, and polish utilization of psychic power. You began to evolve in June, July, and are actively breaking through right now. And we'll complete this breakthrough Aries season when we activate this New World Order cycle, identifying who you even choose to be. I see the chosen one. Someone's handles the chosen one. I look at that to see that as, this could be an archetype or something that you guys kind of push through. I'm ready to see the Sun Pluto conjunction. Brace yourselves, buddy. Brace yourselves for impact. So we have, of course, like usual, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Please pick your pile now. Once again, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Okie dokie. Who's ready? What is the line looking like? Wind Talk, we have nobody in line. So for anyone who wants a live reading right now, once again, $20 for 3 cards, $10 minimum for 1 card. I will pull a major. You can ask any question. And other than that, anyone who orders now will be the very first in line. Really great question. I'm glad you asked. Where do I go for my reading? Because I'm long overdue. For those of you who want a proper reading, by the way, where I pull 3 spreads specific, you can go to my website, thepeacedealer.com, or you can go to etsy.com/thepeacedealer. Thank you for emailing me. Do I need your chart? By the way, I'm just going to be pulling cards, but yeah, no problem. I have PayPal, I have CashApp, I have Venmo. You can go to my website if you want a more in-depth tarot reading. I got you. We undefeated here, by the way. I have nothing but great reviews from amazing people. So let's start with pile uno. But before we do, the underlying theme of this breakthrough reading, we do have the all right, guys. This is why I told you, look, I shuffled this, guys. So listen. This is not a coincidence, because we're exiting an old world that has been inundated with so much religious delusion and even scientific dogma. All right. Because the first time I spoke about the devil card earlier was talking about the religious delusion that has trapped a lot of people in shame. Thinking like a Satanist, in a sense, also covers the span of scientific dogma. So the other side of this is scientific dogma in a sense that you're so rationalist, you're so empirical, you're so materialist reductionist. Nothing spiritual really exists to you. You're fully material. This is another expression of the devil card. Neither is better than the other. Whether you blame everything on the devil or you don't even believe in God or a devil and everything is just material and physical to you, these are both ways of putting the material over the spirit. One pretends to practice the formliness of God and we put spirit over material, but doesn't. And the other doesn't even acknowledge spirit because it cannot be quantified. So I want to really, in a conventional way, cover both, because it's not a coincidence we're getting the devil card here as an underlying theme. The devil card, as far as this quite literal, incredible breakthrough, is speaking of you breaking through this shame and guilt manipulation and in the shame and guilt matrix. Some of you may not have accepted. Oops, someone sent a Cash App. Caitlin, okay, Winkid, I got your Venmo. Caitlin, I got your Cash App. Thank you very much. So you guys are going to be the first. That being said, all right, thank you. And you guys are Instagram, switching to YouTube. I appreciate that. So that being said, some of you have not necessarily accepted how you unconsciously or subconsciously hold yourself back because you are ashamed of expressing yourself or guilty of expressing yourself. This is done in simple ways. By every time you've expressed yourself, you've been called a name. For example, do you think people don't think I'm a whole con man? Right? People who have no literacy, or any knowledge of what I do, what I do goes against what they believe. It's very easy to just call me a con. It's very easy to just call me a grifter. It's also very easy to shut that shit up, because they'll say that, but then all I have to say is find one person I scammed. They can't find a single person I con, which in this industry and field, that's not hard to do. A lot of your favorite astrologers, a lot of your favorite tarot readers have a long line of people who can attest to being scammed from them. They have had PayPal disputes from them. They haven't gotten their money back. So if you call someone a scammer, you can find people who will say, yeah, that person's scammed. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I have over 8,888 orders. Not a single person can say that I scammed them. I really do this. So it's easy to actually just throw labels, because when you see someone in integrity standing in what they do that goes against everything you've ever believed, the only thing you can naturally do, being weak because you can't accept the truth, is to just hurl ad hominems, persuasive definitions, create straw men, create red herring, because our existence drives you to madness. Like, you feel threatened because you would attach your identity to your beliefs. And so there's these shame guilt matrices. I don't want people to think I'm a con, so I'm not going to share. But in reality, I don't give a fuck who thinks I'm a con, because I live in spirit and in truth. And I can demonstrate this everywhere beyond anyone's attempts to try and debunk me. They're not going to do it in integrity, because they're doing it performatively. And that's what you are being asked to break through. This psychological bondage and inconsistency relative to expectations placed on you by people who don't even know you like that, but have put you in a box of their own understanding and judge you and shame you and want you to feel guilt because you don't live according to those standards. That could be a devil card if you allow this external environment to further trap you in this matrix of guilt and shame. Now, what most often happens, the reason why you even see Luciferian and Satanist movements, a lot of this, which I'm not advocating for in any way, but a lot of this goth, you know what I'm saying? A lot of this shit is rebellion because of that concept. It's like, we're not going to allow you to put us in this matrix. So we're going to do that stuff you see as bad as a form of rebellion. Okay. And that's where we get to another side of this, where in the sake of rebelling, people now become rebels without a real cause. Not that you really need a cause to rebel. That's a myth. But you can get so caught up in rebelling, it now becomes so performative. You're not really doing this to free yourself of that. You're trying to build an identity off of that. And that could be a good thing for some people. That can end up being a bad thing for some people, where they lose themselves and lose sight of why they did that in the first place. The devil card is saying that this breakthrough, this Jupiter, Sun, Mars, Venus opposition breakthrough is going to break you through this element of bondage physiologically and psychologically that has held you back. And I don't want to say that as anything external. It's an analogy for you holding yourself back, because no one can hold you back, but you can give your power away to authorities and structures that you leverage, and they leverage their respect in order to control puppet string and manipulate what you do. And breaking free of that is going to break through this invisible hold and the chains with which you have effectively allowed other people to determine your worth based on how well you do what they say or not. And no one will ever admit it's that simple, but it's that simple. All right. So yeah, before we really step into this, a lot of you are going to become born again. This opposition is going to allow you to break through addictions, habits that you have felt chained by, that have held you back. it doesn't even necessarily, this is where with the temperance, you could assist, you can go through moderation. You don't have to go cold turkey. It's more so the need to be in controlled by these substances that, if anything, will forever be different and never be the same. Okay. So let's start with pile one. I'm inadvertently preaching, talking about the devil. That's crazy. Or cliche as fuck. So pile one, we have, of course, what you're breaking through. Okay. What is the theme of this breakthrough for you? Whew. And what is the power you are breaking through? And then the second card, we'll see what is the secret career breakthrough tip, and what are you breaking through in your life purpose and career? And then we'll have the outcome of this cycle of breakthrough. Once again, be very mindful, like, people put on fake smiles, but when they cannot manipulate you, when they cannot exercise their leverage over you, the mask falls off and you see the demon devil that was behind them the whole time. So that's what a lot of you guys are going to experience, regardless of your pile. You're going to realize that certain people were only nice to you because of the leverage that they had over you. Certain people only gave you the time of day because you gave your power away to them. And when you take that power back, you're going to see who they truly are. You're going to see the people who actually respect you with your power back and add to that. And the people who antagonize you and the people who make you feel like you're narcissistic or something's wrong with you because you basically exposed how weak they are, draining you of your energy because they're terrified of you actually knowing your true power. These people will not say that. They'll say you're overreacting. No, you're just whatever. You take the sword of your word and slash them to bits. It's as simple as that. So we do have, I knew it, the temperance card. I was literally just talking about this card. Temperance. So if you pick pile one, the breakthrough for you is not going cold turkey. The breakthrough is doing things in moderation, right? It's not saying to just quit that habit as much as it's saying, if you do it every day, do it 3 times a week. You can do this. Temperance is not really that hard. It's like treating someone who has like a meth addiction or a heroin addiction, and then they need to just wean off on methadone, right? It's like if you are eating unhealthy food every fucking day, eat it twice a week. Have 2 cheat days. The temperance card is going to help you break through. Wait, am I supposed to pick something when I cash app you? Great question. No, Caitlin, I'm just going to pull a card for you. All right, that's going to be the live reading after. Really great question. So the temperance card is talking about you're able to enjoy things that put you in deep addiction because you're no longer doing them in excess. I'm going to switch to doing meth 3 times a week. Instead of doing it every day, you can just do meth or crystal just 3 times a week. And I just learned about it. I've never done it, so I looked it up. I didn't know that shit has you wired for like 3 days, and you can't go to sleep, and you can't eat or anything like that. All right. Instead of doing hair, I'm just joking, by the way. Do not do meth 3 times a day. Do not do meth 3 times a day. But that being said, moderation is still key. All right. Within reason. The reason why this is important is elements of this moderation may seem unconventional and controversial to other people, but only you can really hold yourself accountable to this element of good management. Like, one thing I would like to do is to periodically do mushrooms once a month. If I can do mushrooms at least once a month, that'll be pretty dope. Every new moon, every full moon, I'll probably do like 1 gram or 2 grams of shrooms instead of just, immersing myself in psychedelics every day. I don't remember the last time I've done hardcore psychedelics. I really just smoke weed these days. But yeah, with the temperance card, this is microdoses too. Angels have addiction problems. That's very interesting. And I think there is some credence to that, especially being in a human form. But the temperance card is saying what your breakthrough and the theme of breakthrough is you're going to really overcome a lot of bondage, a lot of addiction. Having bad people around is also a form of addiction. A lot of bad management by exercising good management. Okay. And now this is where you may feel pushback when people realize they can't really manipulate you through maybe previous addictions. You may start to see their true colors. Now, the career breakthrough we have for pile 1 is Chariot. I love this. This is very simple and straightforward. This breakthrough of good management in your life is going to trigger momentum. The breakthrough for the career is focus on your goals and take action. You would say, duh, that's everybody, right? But the key secret breakthrough here that is going to apply for you and also align with temperance, which is boosted with temperance. This is Sag, this is Cancer. Do not give in to immediate gratification. And with the underlying theme of the devil, the temptation to give in to immediate gratification will quite literally be all around you. So it's very easy to like go cold turkey or to moderate a certain addiction and substance when you don't really have access to it like that, right? But if it's all around you, if it flows like sand or water through you, the temptation is much more easy. It's easy to say you're faithful when you don't have women or men throwing themselves at you. It's a lot more difficult to, or I guess some people would say it's a lot. In one sense, you could say being faithful is being faithful, no matter who does. But some people will think it means more if you constantly have people throwing themselves at you and you still, despite that, do not give in to immediate gratification. The Chariot is a card about saying locked in and saying focus. It's about your own determination and willpower. It's not about trying to do everything by yourself. It's about not waiting for things to fall on your lap. And within this element of moderation, locking in and pushing forward, taking every success you gain and not giving in the immediate gratification, but reinvesting towards what you want to move forward to, letting every victory maintain said momentum. So the Chariot card is really talking about a great boost moving forward that you want to maintain by not slowing down, by distracting yourself. And the outcome we have here is the Fool. So this breakthrough with Uranus here, right? This breakthrough is going to enable you to bring your life into great moderation through great management and to take this leap of faith down a whole new adventure and path. So the outcome is you're going to, I did one the other day. I did a couple reverse ones the other day. I haven't been as consistent, but yeah, I'm using this week to get back in the form, which I've said countless times. But yeah, I did do like a couple. But that being said, the Fool card is definitely speaking of you starting a brand new adventure, but opening up your mind to the unconventional that will probably have you doing things you probably never imagined you'd do, especially if you are operating under this matrix of shame and guilt, not really seeing yourself in a true light because you are allowing other people to tell you what you can or can't do, which is fucking stupid. Not on your part, but just really in general. And you're not done. So free yourself. Go ahead and free yourself. All right. Pile two. It just is whatever it's gonna be. Let's go. So if you pick pile two, once again, for anyone who wants a live reading, we will do this after. Take it to the max. Maryland. Shout out to Maryland. Pile dose. The breakthrough card that we have, breakthrough lesson, of course you get, bro, that we have is the Empress, baby. Oh. So this is a breakthrough in abundance. Now, thank you, Coletta. I got your Cash App. You have joined the queue. What's very significant about this is relative to the Empress and the Devil could be overconsumption. The temptation here of what you're breaking through as well is too much of anything is a bad thing. Too much abundance, too much food, too much sweets, too much charm, right? It could also even represent infidelity by being overtaken by beauty. But because this is a breakthrough, your own value in yourself, this is a Venus, this is a Venusian card. And so Venus in Capricorn right now is really going to appeal to you. But your own value, the worth you carry within your own self is going to break you through. And that's not going to be by chasing anything or forcing anything, but by standing on your value. A lot of people can mistake that to mean I'm just going to wait for other people to approach me, when that's distinctly different from standing in your own worth, building your value. And as you build your value, it inevitably attracts others who know what's good for them. Okay. So that's different than just being stagnant and wishing that someone finds you valuable. The value you have already built in yourself, the way you carry yourself and the way you stand in that value is single-handedly going to break you through. And this is through unconditional love. Pile 2, this hits home because you're going to feel this very powerfully if most of your whole life, which I don't think is exclusive to just you. I think everyone has gone through a version of this, but Pile 2, you may have been sold on a love that has been conditional your entire life. You may have been taught unconditional love by people who've only shown you conditional love, and not even being malicious. Like maybe that's just the limits, right? You've only ever known transactional value. You've never really understood what it's like to be loved, especially unconditionally, outside of just a conceptual framework, outside of just the idea of it, outside of lip service, and outside of what it truly is. So your decision, and this is where I say it's not exclusive to you. Like I'm pretty sure every one of the piles who've picked a pile has experienced elements of this. But Pile 2, this is quite literally you, in a sense, at your core, which is even more mind-blowing because you, whether you accept it or not, have actually embodied and exhibited what unconditional love is. You have given other people unconditional love in a way that looks delusional to other people, in a way that looks weak to other people, in a way that has opened you up to be taken advantage of time and time again, like the giving tree. Okay. And whereas other people may see that as weak or unrealistic, it's not like you're just loving anybody because you feel like love should be unconditional. This is just the nature. You have an understanding of people to, at the very least, extend an agape love that is expressly unconditional and understanding the purpose of this. And I don't want to be corny and cliche and say it's now time that you give yourself that unconditional love. You would not be here right now if you haven't given yourself the unconditional love that so many people in your life have claimed to give you, but have failed at every point to actually do so. Once it really came down to the line and you realize their love is conditioned and conditional relative to what they can gain from it or what they may face to lose if they do give you unconditional love. The Empress here being the breakthrough is you really experiencing, coming into, receiving, and expressing unconditional love in a way that breaks you through this sense of being misunderstood and almost feeling guilty or ashamed for indulging in everything you love as well. And this is so important, Pal, too. You're going to learn an unconditional love that loves you not just for who you are, but chooses to love you during the good, the bad, the ugly. The good of you, they love unconditionally. The bad of you, they love unconditionally. They don't enable it. They challenge it, but they love it. The ugly of you, every single part of you, every single time of you. They don't just really love what you do that brings them benefit. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I think you're going to really understand this, Val, too. Like when you people really love you as far as you feed into their dreams, as far as you fit into the box of their understanding. Once you come out of the idea they have of you, they start saying that you changed. You never changed. They just never really knew who you really were because they only seen you relative to the expectation of who they believe you should be, and turned a blind eye to every time you expressed who you truly are that intimidated or threatened that illusion of you. I feel like I'm spinning bars right now. And then this is his somebody deep in their soul. Have men expressing their appreciation and love for me, and they barely know me. They just see me. Okay. And Joanna says, sounds like my mom, right? And that's actually very important because the Empress is your mother. I'm so glad you said the Empress is the mother figure where the Emperor is a father. So for many of you, this may have, for better or for worse, started with your mom. And a lot of breakthrough here can look like breaking through this relationship with your mom. Some of you through this Capricorn season, whether through a fallout or reconciliation, can break through your relationship with your mother like never before and start to connect with her in a way that maybe you've always wanted to. Start to see her loving you for you versus which, you know, I'm not going to discount the mothers who do, but some people could feel like their mothers have never really loved them, but have maybe out of protection for the world around them. There are mothers who do love their children unconditionally. So however that really plays through for you, this is your relationship with your mother or a mother figure, or you as a mother is going to play a really big theme around this breakthrough. And the career breakthrough tip we have is the death card. Okay. So relative to the death card right here, this breakthrough is going to coincide with massive transformation. And a lot of this transformation is representing the transformation of your own wealth and value within yourself, especially because this is your life purpose. A lot of you are going to see your career field shift and change considerably. You're going to transform a lot of the focus and approach you even take towards your career. And as a secret breakthrough tip, it's saying some of you may want to not call it quits, but put an end to a certain process with which you approach your work. Could even mean ending a certain job while still keeping the career, or even ending your career. It could be keeping your career and job, but transforming the whole way with which you approach and do it. So you're going to really, of course, see massive change, but the breakthrough is to embrace transformation and do not hold on to elements of your career or life path because it's comfortable to you. And the outcome we have here is the magician, baby. So this breakthrough is going to make your thoughts things. It's going to absolutely transform the potency and the value of your skills and your abilities, but it's also going to break through the effects of what comes from utilizing these skills you spent your whole life developing, putting you in a position to perform real magic. Like, that's going to be the outcome here. You're going to be able to really just speak words and see what happens. Make your thoughts things like that with the snap of a finger. It's aligning a lot more your will with your actions. And I think the level of alignment that comes from truly accepting this unconditional love from within yourself and from others who see you is going to really facilitate this sense of transformation, to really have you enjoy the nature of this breakthrough. So I feel like pile 1 is really dope with the Fool. That's going to really free themselves from this sense of bondage and open up to paths that innovate things never thought possible. And pile 2, you're going to be creating legit real life magic. You're really going to be approaching life more as the magician you've always been, and the ruler of your own fate and destiny. Whew. That was intense. Last but not least, we have pile 3, baby. So what is the, of course, breakthrough and power you are breaking through with this opposition? We have the Hermit card. We had this in pile 1. This is mastery. This is an understanding of your own behavior and a mastery of your own word that enables you expertise others would have to spend years just to specialize in, to only get close but not really Cuban to your level. I stole that bar for some. The Hermit card is talking about also this mastery of your skills and abilities that put you almost ahead of most of any perceived competition because of the countless hours you have spent developing said skills. So the breakthrough here, if you pick pile 3, is you have grinded your 10,000 hours. As you know, when you spend 10,000 hours on a skill, most people will say that's the prerequisite for you to master that skill. The Hermit card is saying the breakthrough is you have probably multiple 10,000 hours grinded in a skill, and it's going to break you through so considerably that this element of mastery is going to be able to have you be an authority and follow more of your own word and insight. Hermit mode hyper accelerated me into being an astrologer. And just like Colby, now Colby is able to understand what he learned through astrology to guide his own self and not be influenced by outside looking in opinions that mean well, but are fucking stupid and really serve no purpose, but to just distract and mislead you. Unfortunately, even by people who mean well for you. So it's very important to know thyself. And this is really what you're breaking through mastery of like never before. We do have, of course, the Tower card that is showing up here relative to this career breakthrough. And this is going to really express itself relative to the sense of instant success. Okay. And as a career breakthrough tip, it's saying to take advantage of this unexpected upheaval and hit the ground running. But I see this really more as the consequences of instant success, like quick success that could almost throw you off. The Tower card also is a breakthrough tip, which we usually see as something that happens to you, is you actually being this Tower card. The proverbial flipping of the tables in the temple, but even more extreme, and really being in a position to just completely eradicate anything in your current career that's just fake as fuck. That's just not real. That promises to feed your ego, but doesn't really feed your soul. And the outcome we have here is the Hangman of surrender. Okay. We can even switch this. We can look at this as a breakthrough career tip, and this is an outcome. This is Neptune. This is Mars. Neptune is going to enable you to completely transcend your entire situation. So the outcome of this breakthrough is saying, especially with this hermit mode, right? You're going to leave a situation completely looking at it differently. What the Hangman is going to enable you to do is completely transform your personality. So there are going to be things maybe you felt you weren't good enough for, things that maybe you thought you weren't qualified enough for, certain experiences or situations that you might have been hesitant to really step into, that you're going to move forward more confidently because you're realizing, oh, wow, I was looking at this entirely wrong. Or the perspective I was approaching this with has completely transformed, especially with the Tower card. That's going to dispel a lot of illusions that may have been put up to deter people like you who want to break through what's occurring. Okay. And that's where with Virgo of the Hermit, Mars of the Tower, Neptune of the Hangman, a lot of you are going to make the impossible possible in ways that, well, people didn't even think were possible. And the reason why this is going to be really strange is a large part of how you're going to do this is by doing nothing. This now revisits this devil card approach to me, because the devil can overwork you for little pay, can sell you on a dream to really have you work your ass off to gain an empty victory attached to your legacy. And when people realize that they can't use you in order to do what they want you to do, they're going to attack your work ethic and say you're being lazy. Pile 3, this is going to apply a lot for you if you're being accused of not doing enough or working enough, when you're actually outworking everyone around you. But because a lot of this work is internal to them, it looks like you're doing nothing. And then on top of that, when you're almost being pushed and told by the universe around you to not do anything and to just surrender, that only makes it look more like, oh, you don't want to do anything to change about your situation. But the people projecting this narrative did not see you take every action to do something, and every action you took was rejected and blocked because you're not supposed to do anything. You've already done it. Everything that you're doing is work within you. Okay. I think even more than pile 2, pile 3, you're going to expose the people in your life who really just see you as a means to an end versus somebody with actual value. Somebody who's actually doing the inner work they're terrified to do. It's very easy to say you're not doing anything because they don't see you doing anything externally. And they want you to chase a version of success that is thoroughly beneath you, just because that's what's accepted by the culture that you exist within and the world you're in, but you can see in no way are you of. Okay. So yeah. Very powerful stuff. I think you could look forward to completely transcending those dynamics. And last but not least, we're going to close out with one more spread, and then we're going to do the live reading for other people. Yes, and I'm not going to explain myself to nobody that has to do those things. Thank you. I dropped that tape and didn't even shoot vids or promote. And bro, I'm still bumping track. I'm bumping no thing. No thing is no one thing. Oh my god, I'm still bumping that track. Okay, no thing is everything. I believe. No one is nothing. I'm still bumping. No one is nothing. I'm still bumping Master Key and the Last Mohicans. I had that on repeat. If you guys haven't heard his new album, bro, check it out. I don't really, it's not a lot of projects that I have songs I come back to. And yours is definitely one of them. Beautiful, beautiful. No thing is one thing. There we go. Yeah. No thing is one thing. Appreciate you, fam. And I'm so glad for these readings that are resonating. Once again, this is Cartomancy, baby. This is legitimate magic. So take with these perspectives what you will. Edit them. You don't have to take them fatalistically. You can add to them whatever you want to do. Change the meaning. Just apply whatever you take with you out of this portal. That being said, we do have the final romance. Pick a card. Oh my gosh, I would love to. I'd love to see that. Young Flo and Caitlin. Mic drop. Boom, boom, boom. Pick a number for me. I pick number 1. I pick pile 1 for you. If not 1, then 2 for sure. But yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Okie dokie. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Either way, say hi to TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. That's crazy. I wonder what that might look like. But all right, that being said, woo, okay. All right. The underlying theme we have seems to be the Emperor. The Emperor, I think we got for the last romance read, but the underlying theme we have concerning the Emperor is speaking on, of course, getting your shit together. And it's also holding shit down. So as an underlying theme, it's this masculine foundation and power that enforces the rules on the table. So on one level, right, don't let people cross your boundaries. When people don't follow the rules of the table, that doesn't get hit with a slap on the wrist. You have to really, hey, that's not what we do here. You know what I mean? And you want to take that approach towards your relationships, whether you're a male or a female, whether you're a man or a woman, okay? Regardless of your gender, basically. And for the ladies watching, you may see this element. The Emperor is the father, the Lord, right? You could see elements of this in fatherhood, in your father growing up, and whatever father figures you have, or even you being a father. For the males watching this, this is also going to reflect in father figures, but also how you express your own masculine potency. But once again, regardless of gender, unlike the Empress, that's going to be a lot more receptive and have this feminine dominance relative to how well she gives away her value or holds on to it. This is going to really be about standing on your 10 toes and holding shit down. Having the discipline in order to maintain and express your authority, being unquestioned and unchallenged, mainly just because of the integrity of you following your own rules and not really having rules you hold others accountable to that you don't even follow. All right. So, yeah, let's apply that to relationships. And this is going to really bring a lot more power and authority relative to your approach towards them. Okay. Basically, don't let people play you. Don't let people walk all over you. Don't be like giving chances to people who are playing with your time. Don't be going back and forth playing kids games with people acting childish with you. This is like real shaker, mover, and shaker energy. Allow people to like miscalculate your worth, but don't get emotional about it, right? Just, move on. Let them realize, okay, they don't get it, and just, keep moving. And I'm not saying this in a maybe one day someone will see your value. No, real recognize real. You're going to know who gets it, but maintain that authority, move forward. So pile 1, right? We're going to do romance lesson, archetype of soulmate, and secret breakthrough, and then outcome. So the lesson we have is the Empress. Once again, unconditional love. Not only is this lesson unconditional love, pile 1, you connect very powerfully with this underlying theme, because the Empress here is now in contrast to this masculine energy. If you pick pile 1, you are coming into the traditional emperor, empress connection that both of you will build an empire, right? And that's why it's very important, whether you are a male or female, to embrace your feminine energy, especially in a gender war that has polarities of both sides, wanting people to embrace their feminine too much or to outright just delete it, almost as if it makes you weak, both of which are just so stupid and dumb as hell. So the Empress card, especially for men, like, I don't need to tell women how to embrace their own feminine. This card is actually more for men, because you might not allow yourself to embrace feminine aspects of yourself. And I don't mean like feminine as seen today, like, oh, you're taking care of your beauty. Oh, you're saying things in sassy ways. That's just like a very stupefied version of these concepts. I mean the receptivity that enables you to acknowledge what you feel, to receive the meaning of people's actions, all that type of stuff that people will think, oh, you're just looking too into it. Women do that. No. Like pure receptivity, the femininity that exists within every male or female. You may have been shamed or pushed to not express certain facets of that. And now it's affecting the type of money you can make. Now it's affecting the type of success you come into, because you may inadvertently push away and suppress that subconsciously out of fear for being too feminine. And I don't mean being seen as feminine. This isn't about like doing stuff that's seen feminine. I mean, as far as embracing certain emotions, embracing certain inner value feelings that, outside of the jokes, you may not really allow yourself to really receive. All right. And especially women with this repressed feminine. But because this is like the lesson here, you're coming into unconditional love. You're coming into abundance. I don't think coming into is the right phrase, but this is what I think is going to bless you moving forward as far as romance. This is going to represent this almost serene, sweet sense of this. And now the archetype of a prospective or current partner, or the secret lesson here, is the Fool. So the Fool is saying the archetype of your soulmate is unlike anyone you're ever used to. In fact, you may not be their type. They may not be your type. Let me just be completely honest. The Fool card is like, you like punk rock, gothic type men or women. You like listening to punk rock. You like that grunge, and you're dating somebody who is into like hardcore underground hip hop. And the only rap you've ever heard is like mainstream, right? So like you don't even like rap like that. You don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't hate rap, but like that's not your first or second choice. You don't really care for it, right? And the person who you're connecting with, that's all they listen to. So they don't know any of the music you're into like that. And so the Fool card is saying this is the archetype of that person. This person is meant to open your mind to substance you would have never have known existed if they didn't introduce it to you. You're going to be in a position to introduce to this person music and culture that they didn't even know existed outside from the outside looking in, outside of the outside looking in. And this Fool card is going to enable both of you to, even if you both like the same type of music, like there's going to be an unconventional aspect to this partner and to this relationship that's going to shake traditions that may have molded your mindset and open up an exciting, new, innovative brand way to even experience romance and love. And the outcome we have is the sun, baby. So pile one, you're going to be very happy as a result. Love is going to be a very central theme. We didn't get the Lovers card, but especially with this Empress card here, this Fool card is going to feel a little weird at first, but you're going to realize it opens up so much joy, especially being with somebody that is so much more open-minded and has helped you open your mind to so much more as well. And this is the main character we have here, Tanjiro. That's going to have you feeling like the main character. And I really like that. It's unconditional love. Radical open-mindedness and just happiness and joy. Okay, so next we have pile two. Kalina. I got your Venmo. I'm so sorry if I said your name wrong. Lady K. So nice. That being said, take that leap and fall in love. I love that. And rise up victorious. So pile two, we have the Temperance. So the Temperance shows its face again. It was in pile one for the previous reading. Temperance is talking about, I actually had a reading with Chris Onefeather and he pulled this for me. It's like he mentioned it as an ancient soulmate card. Cards like the Hermit and Temperance favor more platonic friendship that grows into something powerfully romantic. But this doesn't have to be platonic. This is going to really represent how you are opening up space in order to bring into your life exactly what's right for you and vice versa. The Temperance, if anything, brings into mind polarities between you and complementary opposites. This is Sagittarius, by the way, that really now expand and bring out the best of you. So if you pick pile two, Temperance here is pretty much saying that the space, the moderation, and the good management you are exercising romantically when it comes to the type of people you talk to or your lifestyle is opening up space for you to attract healthy partnerships and people and to really expel any toxicity from your life and to repel toxic people in your life. What do you call someone that's open-minded when you first meet them, but end up start doing too much closed-minded shit, like an actor, probably an agent, probably a double agent that became compromised or became overprotective. Now, the archetype and break that we have is the Strength, which is very sexy. So if you're looking for fun and frolics, if you're looking for someone who like he or she is like fire, like there you go. Like, yeah. Yeah. The Strength card here. No, I'm really saying this. This is Leo, by the way. Strength card here is talking about so much fun sexually and even platonically too. Like this is somebody who, even if you are not having sex together, you can have fun with them. Like the strength card, this is an archetype of someone who's going to take what you're passionate about and they're going to draw it out from you. And because you have your life in greater moderation and balance, there's going to be a lot of space to explore these activities, so much room for activities, the space to explore so much more of what you're really even good at doing. And this person has a high sexual drive and libido. So, you know, this is the type of person you could do it all day and all night with. And I don't mean specifically just sexually too. You can spend all day and all night doing what you love to do together, whether that's playing guitar, playing video games, going outside, being social. And that's beautiful. The outcome we have here is the Lovers. I love that. So unlike pile 1, that's really going to step into great joy that this unconditional love frees them into, right? Pile 2, this is going to really be the choice to fall in love and to be in love. You know what I mean? The Lovers card is going to really unite this quality of moderation and passion, and it's going to really connect you with your soulmate. It's a card of being with your soulmate. It's a card of loving and being loved. And I think it's very auspicious in that this is a romance reading. You kind of got the ultimate romantic major arcana card. So this is you performing PDA in public, unless you don't like doing that. This is you really connecting with somebody who's very passionate about you. And at the very least, once again, if platonic, it's someone who really enjoys having fun with you. For those of you in existing partnerships, it's an increased and strengthened bond with your existing lover that takes into account how much you've evolved and grown and where you seek to go with that. And last but not the least, we do have pile 3. So the main card and lesson we have is the Moon. The Moon here now brings up a dangerous romance, okay? And relative to a dangerous romance, there's several ways we can go about this. One, you're delusional. You're delusional. So you're dating people in your imagination. I'm not above this. I have Venus in the 12th. I do that for sport. I love doing that. So I'm not judging you if you do that. Shoot, I'm gonna leave this live. I'm gonna go back and talk about my imaginary wife. But like, you're delusional. Like you are in illusion. Okay. You are married to several people in your head. You are seeing certain signs and synchronicities that are beyond reality, that if you are conflating to apply to real people without any reciprocation, you could be trapped in an illusion. Others of you are seeing a vision other people can't see. So it is a sense of delusion, but not entirely because you're willingly delusional, but because you are almost at a certain depth outside of the norm that would represent a style of love and romance that is not rational or normal. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's why you picked this pile. In fact, when it comes to romance, doing things the normal way, like everyone does, is not going to work on you. It's not going to work with you. Some of you know how to separate imagination from reality too. So you can just have fun in your imagination, but there's almost a sense of, unconventionality. There is, even for some of you, great psychic abilities being expressed. If you pick pile 3, you've had frequent dreams of people who you may be meant to be with or want to be with as well. And as weird or strange as those dreams may look, core and key answers are in these dreams. So make sure you record or try and remember what they are. Now, for others of you, this is a dangerous romance. So you're dating someone in a relationship. you're being with someone who you have to keep this on the hush hush or secret, because it would be kind of dangerous if it got out that you guys are seeing each other, right? There's a mystery. There's a shroud of mystery here with the moon. It's very mystical. It could be very deceptive. You could be dating somebody who says they love you, but they just got married and have a whole family elsewhere, and you find that out later. So there's a huge umbrella of possible, interpretations of this. But given that this is a Pisces card, I will focus this more on the romantic illusions and delusions bordering into the transcendent and powerful revelations through your dreams and psychic abilities. Okay. Now, the archetype we have here is the magician, which kind of complicates things, because now, just like she said, I'm only married to one person in my head, the archetype that you have for your soulmate is the one for you. And that could be why the moon is stretching out your imagination, because you're going to manifest, attract, or already have existing in your life your most compatible soulmate. Who your soulmate is highly skilled. There's somebody who has a skill that they're master at. They're really good at doing. They're a reflection of you as the one. This could be someone you've been dreaming of or fantasizing about, but there is reciprocity. This isn't someone that you're longing for but doesn't pay attention to you or knows you exist. There's someone that you can communicate with. And why this is important is the magician is very important when it comes to communication. Mercury, because it's actually signaling you're going to have breakthrough in communication with said person, especially if you don't know who I'm talking about. So this is actually really amazing. Unlike pile 1 that got the Fool, that has to open their mind, pile 2 that got the Strength card with the Infinity, that of course, Law, this off the dome or you're reading the script? This all off the dome, my friend. Since I've done this, everything's been winged and off the dome. I'm straight freestylist. But yes, the Magician card, unlike the Strength, is talking about this is specifically for you. This is somebody who gets you and communicates with you and is not only highly skilled, but talks to you like they know you. Could also apply if it's being friends with someone in your head. Absolutely. Dove Visions. That's a really good question. Since this is romance, we could also say relationships. So this could be in a platonic sense. This could be someone that you genuinely have you feel a friendship connection with, that gets you and you get them. I'm glad that you asked that. But yeah, beautiful, because the outcome we have here is the World. Oh my God. Pile 3, I think you won this one. And pile 1 and 2 got really good cards. The World card is talking about fulfillment and completion. Okay. Almost as if this one, you were the one thing they were missing and they were the one thing you were missing. But the World card fleshes out the seemingly delusional nature of the moon that's going to take everything you've imagined and crystallize this for real. In fact, seeing the World card as an outcome is mind-blowing. You're going to really step into the completion and union, the completion that comes with union, and mainly the success and fulfillment that came because every single person told you were delusional for believing what you believed. And you were, but you were still right. But you still did not allow yourself to lose sight of what that vision was showing you. And it led you literally to the one, and you reached fulfillment and completion together. Holy shit. On that note, what a pick a card reading. That was beautiful. So I'm going to do the live readings. If you ordered a live reading, you are welcome to join the queue. And I am a wife. There ain't no fucking way. That shit feels like cheating for real. But the friend aspect in terms of relationships is resonant. I feel you. And yeah, you feel me? Like, I already got my wife, but I do resonate with the friend in the mix of the mind shit. And yeah, for those of you with partnerships already, like your connection to your partner is just going to be so much more focused and aligned than ever before. So yes, I'm going to do the live readings, and then I'll play Bruja Love to close everything out. We got a Cash App from Donta. Dun, 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 dun. Woo! Good. All right, we're gonna start with Win Kid. Okay. Win Tuck. Let's do this. Live reading time. So we got 3 cards for you. The underlying theme we have. TikTok. I'm gonna end this live right here. Thank you guys. I will see you when I see you. All right, yo. Thank you, Forest Fairy. I enjoy them too. It's quite literally my favorite. It's my favorite part of all the monthly stuff we do, and they always hit every time. So let's do the first live reading. The underlying theme that we have, of course, is Chariot. So Win Kid, this is primarily saying, as of now, you have very powerful momentum, okay? And you're currently in victory. You're pushing forward. You must maintain this momentum by continuing to push forward. I love it. Let's just win. Win talk. Win Kid. You are the winner. The Chariot is all about winning. Like, it's literally in your name. Like, I have chills right now. I feel like your very presence is one that means victory. Like if you were named Victoria or Nicole or Nike, right? You are a symbol of victory, and you bring the hope of winning even when people give up. But regardless, there's a determination with you. There is a focus with you that you want to maintain and not give into immediate gratification moving forward, okay? And this will maintain these victories that you have worked hard to facilitate. By the way, even if I'm not giving you this live reading and you're listening to this, claim whatever messages resonate with you, okay? Now, we do have the Justice card, which is going to really represent, I don't even need the phone. I only needed the phone for TikTok. But everything else I use StreamYard. Great question. Thank you. Justice is going to represent important decisions made. We have the World. Oh my God. Completion and fulfillment. And we have the Tower card, which is going to represent, of course, unexpected upheaval. However, with the World and the Tower, this is like an instant form of success. And that's why I feel like with Justice, you want to get the paperwork right. You want to dot your I's and cross your T's. So let me give you an example of what that means. It's like you've been working on a project, right? And you don't know that when you drop that project, 20 million people are immediately going to hop on it. And so Justice is saying, if you didn't copyright that material, if you didn't make sure to handle legal situations ahead of time to protect your copyright or protect your material, your intellectual property, then with the Tower card, this massive success, this completion, this global view that comes through can allow people to take advantage of that. That's just one example. Justice card is also making sure that relative to what you're doing, you're on the right side legally, lawfully. It's even representing any legal issues you might be going through. This is going to effectively have you on the right side of justice and have justice favor you. So with the world in the tower, you're stepping into a sense of wholeness, completion, and fulfillment that's almost going to seem instant. And because with the chariot, you're moving forward focused, the tower card is not going to throw you off. It's just going to propel you forward, rapid, fast. But wow, what a way to start off the live readings, because that was very powerful. All right. Next, we have Caitlin. All right. And God bless each and every single one of you that even, stay tuned, watch me, invest in what we do. It goes a long way. It goes a very long way. And I do appreciate you. Nike, Swishy, Point Blank, all net, swish. All right. So can Queen Caitlin come down? Dun, 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 dun. If I pull the Wheel of Fortune, it's over. That would be crazy. But the underlying theme we have for you is death. Okay. So there is so much transformation happening within you that don't be surprised if people look at you as unrecognizable. Okay. And thanks for your chart, Kalena. Don't be surprised if people look at you like you're unrecognizable, which might be a little weird to you because you're so used to being yourself. Maybe you might not have known how much the work you've been doing has been shifting. This could also represent letting what dies, letting what ends. But I see this as major transformation with the card we have being the Emperor. So this is going to be a period where you have more control and authority over your life and other people in your life than ever before. Okay. And this could also represent a transformation of your relationship with fatherhood or even your father. But regardless, I see this as regardless of you being a male or female, because we know you are a beautiful queen, you still putting your foot down. And it represents a new order where you're not going to let anybody go against the rules or boundaries you set, or you will Wayne Brady somebody. You will smack a beat. You will cut an MF and it's not you being violent. It's this aura and presence that nobody's going to want to cross you. Like, at the very least, we have the Lord Death here, Emperor and Death. And this is effectively speaking of this extreme integrity and intensity of the rules that you even hold yourself to. That's not only going to enable you so much more power, this can also represent a romantic partner. So you as the Empress, this could represent your life transforming and opening space for an emperor of that quality to hold you down and to really take up the heavy weight. You don't even have to lift a finger. You can both support each other. All right. So yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. And keep me posted. Like as these cards manifest or play out, I always love the testimonial. I always love the testimonials because I'm just reading the cards. And when you guys show me what happens to you, it's always a payoff, right? It's always like a fulfilling full circle moment. So next we have Coletta. Okay. I don't really incorporate the chart for cards, but knowing that you have your sun conjunct Pluto and Libra, still very, very amazing, especially as a Leo rising. Jupiter is going to actually go over your rising in July and Jupiter return. So you are pretty much being prepared for a brand new debut on the red carpet as a supporting role character, a true classic, the true artist. All right. So with an angel soul, of course. And the nodes opposite your nodes, Saturn opposed your Saturn, Uranus is opposed to your Uranus. So the underlying theme we have for you is the Tower card. And we know that Mars is in your 6th house in Capricorn, and you have your Mars, of course, in Scorpio. So I think what's very significant about this is, you know, you can look forward to this sense of unexpected upheaval, especially with Mars that is going to square Pluto and your sun. But when I say unexpected upheaval, it's not like things are falling apart in your life as much as instant enlightenment is going to strike, and you're going to be able to make decisions that are clear, that strike through the fog of deception or any which way in which our own bias might blind us to the truth, especially because we have the sun. So that lets me know that whatever this Tower moment is quite literally going to lead into more joy and more happiness, which is also really great because as the sun goes into Aquarius, it's going to be 5th house from your Libra sun of creativity, and then the 7th house opening up potential partnerships. So that's really beautiful. Uranus is in your MC, unconventionally innovating this breakthrough of your career. And I think that's really beautiful because this is coming into a sense of instant joy. This is either a blessing in disguise that leads into great happiness, but what I see this is an instant change of your environment that immediately spawns more joy that you've been cultivating from within yourself, which once again, I think is super badass and nothing but badass. Okay. And I would really love to see how that plays out for you, because the central energy we have here is the sun for you. It's joy moving forward, which now we know the sun is going to transit Jupiter in your 1st house in Leo and really bring in this sense of, once again, evolution, expansion, and abundance. Okay. Oh, you know what's crazy? Caitlin, the Emperor is Aries. So I didn't know you're at Aries. That's even crazier. It's like Mars, but it's also Aries. So you really are channeling that Aries archetype. Like Lord Aquarius will have, Aquarius has mastered the ghost technique, and Pisces embodies the ghost technique. They'll just be gone for several eras. I see it coming. I love that. And please claim it. Please claim it, because it's coming from within you, and you're going to be able to radiate that out and open up so much more for yourself and others. All right. So Lady K, Miss Bright. All right. Let's see what we got for you. The underlying theme that we have is the Magician. So be mindful of what's on your mind, because you're making them things. You're making your thoughts things. The Magicians is your skills, and the expression of your skill set will continue to open doors for you, will continue to also be in demand. But what I'm really picking up as an underlying theme is your mindfulness goes a very long way towards aligning a lot of your actions with your will and intentions and enabling events to happen just because you said they'd happen. And in line of that, we have the star. This is beautiful. So a lot of these skills that you have developed are going to bring you great recognition, are also going to have you be recognized. This is opening up the idea of dreams you've wanted to achieve falling in your lap. Like I always say, the Chariot is not about things falling in your lap. The star isn't always about things falling in your lap. This is falling in your lap because you created the space for it. This is you being the hugest inspiration relative to how you exercise your skills and abilities, and you maintain focus. This is beautiful. This is very fucking beautiful. The star card here that we see is, I think, opening up this sense of notoriety, fame, and success in a way that make your dreams not just dreams. And people now look at what you're accomplishing, and now they believe things are possible they wouldn't have believed are possible because they've seen you achieve it. All right. So that's really beautiful. It's also talking about awakening supernatural potential connected to said gifts as well. Last but not least, we have Donta. Donta, Virgo Sun, Aries Moon, Cancer Rising. So we got the individual holy embodiment, the original soul power with master magic, master spirit magic, Virgo Sun. So that looks like third house Sun, 10th house Moon. Now, the underlying theme we have for you, brother, is the Justice card. So the Justice card asks for you to make sure you are on the same page as everyone else. And not only does it push for you to be on the same page, but it inspires you and pushes you to, on top of dotting your I's and crossing your T's, make sure you've signed the necessary paperwork. If there are certain things people owe you or you owe them, make sure that's clear. Make sure that, like I said before, you are on the same page as everybody else. Something that as a Virgo Sun, Virgo is exceptionally gifted when it comes to law and when it comes to fairness in certain aspects. And Capricorn season is your 7th house right now. So it being opposite your rising, if anything, prepares for you to realistically balance and break through the sincere nature of your personality and the full expression of the mastery of your consciousness as a Scorpio signature. Shout out to Transformers. So this is going to activate new cycles here, and you want to make sure you're on the same page with these people. You want to make sure, especially if you're involved in any legal situations, you abiding and doing the right thing will have justice on your side. Now, we do have the Moon card, with which this proper decision making will cut through any fog and illusion. We also have the Sun card. So we do see this union of Sun and Moon, Aries Moon, Virgo Sun, but also of your inner and outer worlds. The Sun card is beautiful because it's going to shine light to that vision only you can see. And it's going to shine that light towards the depths of your subconscious and unconscious minds, bringing light to shadow aspects of yourself that were hard to understand merely just with logic. And we do have the Chariot. So there's major success and victory for you moving forward because you have united the yin yang of your polarity. Chariot is Cancer, mind you. So in a sense, we do see an analogy of your sun, moon, and rising in that you have the Aries moon connecting with the Virgo sun polarity, connecting yin and yang, so that even though fire and earth are yang, they connect with your pushing forward. Is it $10 for a live reading? Yes, $10 for a card, $20 for 3 cards. Okay. And I don't know if we have Donta here. I don't know if he was on TikTok or whatnot. Mahalo as well. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you heard that. I wasn't sure if you caught that. But yeah, Donta, I hope you haven't missed this. If so, I will keep this available. Okay, awesome. Yeah, bro, this looks beautiful. This looks fucking beautiful. You're uniting the soul and spirit. In alchemy, that's God. You're connecting all polarities of yourself, which now makes sense of the balance needed with justice. And this is going to have you not achieve victory, but great victory. Remember, Jupiter is in your rising right now. So you're evolving this brand new cycle for yourself. And this level of focus and determination is going to take into account your full imagination, but now the awareness with the sun of what that looks like and where you can take it. So victory is most definitely yours. But when we have Chariot and the sun, the victory is more pronounced. It's like you're putting a song out there and it hits #1. It's like it gets major support. And because your paperwork is properly handled, you don't have to deal with any funky legal issues that might arise later as a result. Okay. So that's all the live readings. This is the last live that I have until the new moon in Capricorn in about a week and a half, or just about a week from now and change. And then when Aquarius season starts in a few days, we'll move forward. What I might do, which I was supposed to do yesterday, but didn't, was the transit talk for Mercury. So what I might do, if you guys want, is do the Mercury and Capricorn transit talk, or I can just wait till all of them go into Aquarius, and then we'll do the Aquarius rollout of Mercury, Venus, and Mars. That being said, I'm going to close out with playing Bruja Love with, of course, featuring the Big Body High Priestess, Merc, the Big Body Benz. You guys stay blessed as always. And until next time, peace.
She a full-grown witch. Yeah, dudes calling her a bitch before she write their name down. Throw that paper in the ditch. Now they life fucked up and they luck just switch. Heartbroken, feeling numb again. She told herself she never fall in love again. And that was all true until I pulled up the block and she saw me, dude. Yeah, in the instant we caught eyes. Magic was the moment we instantly stopped time. This voodoo she using is too true. Connection divine, she playing dumb like who knew? And I don't know as much as I wish I did, but I stay on point like a fucking shuriken. See, I thought I was gonna get it in. Little did I know what I was getting in. She loves me so, she loves me not. She wants my soul, she wants my... And I know that this life here ain't really what it seems, cause I try to run away and she show up in my dreams. Her love obsessive, it makes me fiend. She just a queen, still looking for a king. I'm thinking this sent from above. Little did I know though, this that Bruja love.
Make you fall in love with a bruja. They say you the plug for the hoo-ha. You get 3 wishes when you rub on my fupa. I heard Magic Mike got the pipe. I came to see about the hoopla. Make you fall in love with a bruja. They say you the plug for the hoo-ha. You get 3 wishes when you rub on my fupa. I heard Magic Mike got the pipe. I came to see about the hoopla.
She walk like she can have anything she want on the spot. See, they really only hating cause she everything they not. Wisdom of Yamaya, the swagger Oshun, the strength of Ogun. Cross her once, that's your doom. Send you straight to your tomb. And I'm like a movie, got me coming soon. Never knew she was the sun to my moon, until the moment that I got inside her womb. She loves me so, she loves me not. She wants my soul, she wants my... And I know that this life here ain't really what it seems, cause I try to run away and she show up in my dreams. Her love obsessive, it makes me fiend. She just a queen, still looking for a king. I'm thinking this sent from above. Little did I know though, this that Bruja love.
Make you fall in love with a bruja. They say you the plug for the hoo-ha. You get 3 wishes when you rub on my fupa. I heard Magic Mike got the pipe. I came to see about the hoopla. Make you fall in love with a bruja. They say you the plug for the hoo-ha. You get 3 wishes when you rub on my fupa. I heard Magic Mike got the pipe. I came to see about the hoopla. Real goddess in the flesh, whole flex, the big body high priestess. Preceded by my rep, I've been here, divine feminine. Eat the hearts of many men. I told her God, when he wanna spar, we could get it in. Talking about the stars, then it got a little physical. My Venus and his Mars and the whole sex ritual. Talking to my lower lips to tell me what he want. Like, don't push me, I get gushy off a taunt. Taste the power in the yoni, he devouring the yoni. Help you manifest when you come, give a testimony. Tell him how I made you run and see what other tricks I'm holding. How I fix it if it's broken, ooh. Catch it when I throw it, ooh. Deep stroking in this ocean, that is fortitude. Look you in your face, tell you what to do. I'm a leader too, no calamus root. For the impression that I leave on you. Quick energy exchange when you need a boost. Must.
Hey, thank you very much for tuning in. Looks like we have one more live reading, actually. I don't know if it was on. I think it was someone on here. Yes, to Ashley. So let me do this final one and then we're going to be out of here. In fact, I'll play one more. Let's see what track. I know what I'll do. Okay. So, Lady Tanika, the underlying theme we have is the magician. The magician, of course, like I mentioned before, is this alignment of your mind and will. And it's going to open up greater confidence as an underlying theme to make sure that you do not keep on your mind negative ideas and thinking patterns. All right. And to stay more than just positive, as you will be in more ease of fashion, not only expressing an evolution of everything you're good at doing, but your thoughts becoming things. And we do have this with the Tower card. So I feel like with the Tower, you're going to find that things that you're thinking happen instantly, quicker than maybe you're used to being aware of. And if it could work negatively, if you keep reinforcing negative ideas and you see them, versus changing a lot of your mindset to instantly and rapidly produce a lot of positive dynamics in your mind. Now, of course, Tower card is also speaking of instant enlightenment that shifts a lot of your situation to notice more of these dynamics and themes as well. So that's something else to keep in mind as well. But still very powerful. I get the sense that I get the sense, Melissa University, this is instant manifestation, which is actually freaking dope. And lets me know that you're very aligned in a certain way. Sun, Capricorn, Moon in Aquarius, no wonder, Gemini rising. So you are a universal entity with the embodiment of an angel. And that now makes sense now that you're going through this solar return and you have a celestial soul. You are breaking through as your soul is awakening the supernatural mechanics of instant manifestation. And you can allow human beings and a very traditional orthodox sense of logic and understanding to hold you back and say that's not possible, but you're living proof that it is possible. And you are here to guide humanity along the realization of their true potential. So there we go. That was awesome. I'm gonna play this final song and then we out of here, baby. I wanna end on a musical note. So why not? Yes, sir. Okay.
Everywhere you go, I know you feel this. Truth speaking, hit you with that real shit. Step before dishonor. If you tell me one lie, I might have to hit the kill switch. In this game of life, I'm a master of pro. I'm the first one to get it, you the last one to know. After everybody die, I be chilling in the sky, and I'm getting high, stacking all this money on the low. True go-getter, no one do it better. So infinite, nigga, I'ma live forever. And it ain't about the cheddar, but if you ain't talking that, then I play director, yelling cut like that's a rap. Slow to get mad, but I'm quick to pull the trigger. Sally at a pride rally, I don't fuck with niggas. Spend mad dough, get back mo. She give me X and O's like tic-tac-toe. John Cena on the mic, can't nobody see me. And they hating on me, but they'll never ever be me. I'm constipated, bet I'll never give a shit. Stunting like a newborn baby, I'm out this bitch. Everywhere you go, I know you feel this. Truth speaking, hit you with that real shit. Step before dishonor. If you tell me one lie, yeah, I might have to hit the kill switch.
Everywhere you go, I know you feel this. Truth speaking, hit you with the real shit. Step before dishonor. If you tell me one lie, I I'ma hit you with the kill switch. Welcome to my layer, big blunts, no stogies. Lyrical player on the hunt, still low-key. Star Wars sprayer, one Obi Kenobi. Jersey boy living on a prayer, Bon Jovi. My savant skills killed, they heard I was the guy. Assault pins when words fly. Left rappers on the shelf, chef some word pie. Round 2012 I opened up my third eye. Since then I got swole, calluses on my hand. Down the rabbit hole, I'm Alice in Wonderland. Kendrick turned lyrical legend, Candy rocking it. I spent time getting divine spiritual doctorate. Foes can't murk me, swift thoughts that's clever. Look at all I taught, I'm more Mercury than ever. Been about my cheddar, examine like a physician. Call me Gemini, Nala, or the magician.
Everywhere you go, I know you feel this, feel this. Truth speaking, hit you with that real shit, real shit. Step before dishonor, if you tell me one lie, yeah, I'ma have to hit the kill switch.
Everywhere you go, I know you feel this, feel this. Truth speaking, hit you with the real shit, real shit. Step before dishonor, if you tell me one lie, I'ma hit you with the kill switch, kill switch, kill switch.